There was a Sahabi named Abdurrahman ibn Auf and another Sahabi named Khalid bin al-Walid. This is a very strange incident. Khalid bin Walid and Abdurrahman ibn Auf had a controversy over some land or property. A man came to Abdurrahman ibn Auf and spoke ill of Khalid. He said, "He is like this, his faith is like that," meaning he degraded Khalid and gave him a lower status in Islam. The issue was about property, but this man attacked his religion, his faith, saying his faith was very weak. Do you know what happened? Abdurrahman ibn Auf said, "Go away," meaning he did not take pleasure in hearing that his rival was so bad. People usually take pleasure when their rival is spoken ill of. It feels good to the ego. He said, "Go away. The controversy between us and him will not reach our religion. The controversy between us will not reach our religion." That is, it will not happen that the controversy is about property and we start judging his religion, his faith. We will not do that. How great a value this is, to keep a dispute or controversy within its limits and not let it go beyond them. He said, "Go away. The controversy between us will remain confined to that property issue. We will not go beyond it to our faith in religion. It will not happen that because of this we start doubting his faith or religion." There is an incident where the Messenger of Allah was sitting in a place. A man passed by him. He said, "This man is from the people of paradise." The man passed by and left. So someone went to his house to find out what quality he possessed. He stayed with him for 3 days. He didn't understand anything special, didn't see anything unusual. On the last day he asked, "What special quality do you have that the Messenger of Allah said you are from the people of paradise?" He said, "I am just as you saw me, nothing special within me. I don't pray all night, nor recite Quran all day, nor fast always. One thing is," he said, "I do not find any ill will in my heart for anyone. La ajidu fi qalbi li ahadin shar." This sentence is not simple. Why? Look, one's heart does not become bad for no reason. It becomes bad when you have a negative experience from someone. It is impossible that no incident occurs, no dispute, no wrong dealing, and yet you harbor ill will in your heart for them. That never happens. What happens is that they said a harsh word to you, or you suffered a loss from them, or you experienced humiliation from them, then you get angry and ill will enters your heart for them. So when he said, "I do not find any ill will in my heart for anyone," this must be added, even if they do bad to me, even if they make me angry, even if they provoke me, even if I suffer loss from them, even if I have a bad experience from them, even then I do not give birth to any ill will in my heart for them. I do not hold on to ill will. That is, even in negative situations, I remain positive. Even in negative situations, I remain positive. Even when I have a bad experience from others, I do not think ill of them from my side. So this is the quality about which the Messenger of Allah said that whoever has this quality will enter paradise. There was a dispute between two Sahaba over a piece of land. As you know, in those days there were no written documents as there are today. So two men claimed a piece of land, saying, "It's my right, it's mine." Both men came to the Messenger of Allah. He said, "Look, there is no documentary proof in writing. I will make a decision based on what I hear from you. But understand one thing, if I make a decision based on listening to one of you and give him the land, even if the land is not truly his in the real sense, due to the absence of documents, still the land will not be truly his, and in the hereafter he will be held accountable by God." What happened then? Both of them started saying, "Haqqili akhi," meaning my right is for my brother, my right is for my brother. The same two men who were fighting over a piece of land, what are they saying now? If the land is mine, I give it to him. Why? Now the issue was about giving an account on the day of judgment. The matter of accountability came before them. This is the character of a believer. When the realization comes that you are accountable before God, that you will be held accountable there, that no favoritism or fraud will work there, their thinking changes completely. Their thinking changes completely. So much so that even if their own property is at stake, due to some doubt, they say, "Well, let a small thing be lost, at least we will be safe in the hereafter. We will not be held accountable in the hereafter." This is the disposition of a believer that we find in the lives of the Sahaba. Similarly, look, Khalid was a very great commander. He had achieved great victories in Persia. What happened was that at the very time when the war was going on in Persia, Omar, who was Caliph, dismissed Khalid. That is, he was a commander before, but now he was made an ordinary soldier.
He was so successful in his military capacity that his soldiers held him in high regard. The soldiers came to his tent and said, "We are with you. Revolt and disobey the caliph's order." What happened? He refused. He said, "I do not fight in the way of Omar. I fight in the way of Omar's Lord." And then, in the same army where he was previously the commander, he joined as a soldier. This is the thinking of a human being who believes in the Quran, who believes in Islam, who is certain that he has to appear before God for accountability. A very strange incident in the war in Persia, the Battle of Qadisiyah, was very important as it decided the outcome. The general of the Battle of Qadisiyah was Saad bin Abi Waqqas. In those days, the general himself participated in the battle. It was not that he would not be in the battle himself. What happened there? There was an abandoned fort, and in front of it was a very large open field. He was sitting on the roof of that fort, and the battle was taking place in front. According to the standards of that time, this was a very objectionable thing, that he himself was making them fight while he was sitting comfortably on the roof. There was a lot of resentment among the people about this, but still they kept fighting until they achieved victory. When they achieved victory, as I mentioned, sentiments were expressed through poetry in those days. So poems were written. One couplet was, وَقَتَلْنَا وَسَعْدٌ بِبَابِ قَادِسِيَا وَتَعَدَّتْ نِسَاؤُنَا وَلَمْ يَعْدِي. This means we fought and Saad remained stuck at the gate of Qadisiyah, meaning he remained sitting comfortably outside the battlefield. And we returned from the war while our women had become widows, but Saad's women did not become a widow. How strange it is that such strong feelings existed, yet people participated in the war with full strength and made the war successful. In this, I want to say that many times you have to trust, because the reason cannot be told to you. For example, in this matter, Saad had sciatica, arkun nisa. Sciatica is a disease that causes great pain. A person cannot walk. So if it had been announced among the people that the general was suffering from a very severe illness and could not fight himself while they were fighting, such news would spread and demotivate the army. The army would be demoralized. If those who were fighting knew that he was sick and suffering from sciatica and couldn't even walk, the whole army would be demoralized. Their courage would diminish. That is why it was necessary to hide it. So sometimes it happens that the leadership cannot explain the decision in detail. So you have to trust, you have to accept it as right without being told the reasons. This was a quality of the Sahaba, that there are many such incidents of how they trusted the leadership. That is why their unity remained intact. This boosted their courage. This kept them moving forward always. And they did such great work. One thing I would like to mention is that there was a very open environment among the Sahaba. Extremely open. Criticism was absolutely allowed. For example, a Sahabi recited a verse and there was a difference in the vowels. The other Sahabi did not say very gently, "Respected Sheikh, look, you made a mistake here." He said, "Kadabta," meaning instead of saying you made a mistake by force, he said you lied. No one took it badly. So at that time it was such that you could express your sentiments without any reservation. There was no need for reservation. In such an open environment, what happens is that intellectual development occurs. Thoughts evolve. There is open exchange. Whenever you have a closed society where people live with closed minds and consider criticism bad, intellectual development will never happen in such an environment. This is also a very important lesson to learn from them, that one should never take criticism badly, no matter what, but there should be discussion, open discussion. The condition of the Sahaba was that people were not very calculated. When they came to the Messenger of Allah, they would call out loudly, "Ukhrijna ya Muhammad, Ukhrijna Muhammad, come out, O Muhammad, Muhammad, come out and meet us." They were forbidden from doing this, as it was not the proper way. Later what happened was that to meet him by appointment, they would knock on the door with their fingernails. The same people who used to speak loudly earlier started knocking on the door with their fingernails. What lesson do we learn from this? That they would immediately grasp the point. It was not that they would make a mistake and then stick to it, not listening to the advice. Such people would start talking in the gathering among themselves. So they were forbidden, saying this is not the way. Listen to what is being said. It is mentioned in books that people started sitting as if a bird was sitting on their heads. If a bird is sitting on your head, you will not move much, lest it flies away. They started sitting as if birds were perched on their heads. So, in the character of the Sahaba, you find examples of all kinds. Many books have been written on the lives of the Sahaba. If you look, you will find all kinds of incidents. Their lives were event filled. On the other hand, they were historical characters. Historical characters, that is, you can believe that such people existed in this world. It is not a storyteller's tale, it is not mythology. So, how great it is that such people were born in this world who were historical characters, whose examples we can adopt with the certainty that this happened on earth. Such people walked on earth, such people built lives. Whereas, if you read stories, you will never build a life or character from a novel. No matter how many characters are shown in it, character is built from real characters. That is, fictional characters can never build character. So, I believe that the Sahaba are a great blessing for us, and the incident from the lives of the Sahaba should be spread.
Finally, I would like to say that there are many books, but one book is very much worth reading. Hayat Sahaba by Maulana Yusuf Sahib. It is in 3 volumes. The original book is in Arabic, then it was translated into Urdu and English. It is available right here in Delhi. In Hayat Sahaba by Maulana Yusuf Sahib, a comprehensive picture of the lives of the Sahaba is given. So you can study these 3 volumes to learn about the Sahaba, what kind of people they were, and how they lived in this world. You can learn lessons from them. I seek refuge in Allah from Satan the rejected. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. All praise is due to God, and peace and blessings be upon His messenger.